Welcome back to Seasons, a devotional based on my book by the same name, but you know that already. Today, the chapter in the book we're talking about is titled, Give No Matter What the Season. And today I'm talking more about giving of your authentic self than I am about giving money and all of that, but that's part of this whole story. There will be, at some point in your town, city, or community, where a calamity will happen that will affect most of the people who live in that community. In times of adversity, it can be tempting to withdraw and try to find a safe place and be with the people who you feel most comfortable with and who you know you feel safe with. Quite often, as Christians, that place we find those people is in the church. And sometimes when we see such devastation around us, we don't think we have anything that we could offer that would be of any help to anyone or to God. In times of adversity, especially that type of adversity, God invites his people to work alongside him. As we venture out, he pours his strengthening grace into us, which gives us that extra supernatural boost to be effective agents of his provision. As Christians perform gracious acts of compassion and generosity, God takes those sacrificial gifts, no matter how small, and multiplies them for the benefit of everyone. No matter what your community is facing right now or might face down the road, ask the Lord to grant you that supernatural strength and grace and unselfishness so his light can shine in you and through you. That light will be a beacon to those in the darkness if you allow it to. And you will be given an awesome opportunity to be a messenger of God's love, grace, and compassion to your neighbors. I have quite a few friends who live in North Central California, that area that was hit by the devastating wildfires of the summer of 2018. And every one of my friends had someone close to them lose everything. Now, some might think, who are evangelically minded and looking for ways to witness to their neighbors, they might think that such an opportunity will give them a platform to present the gospel to all of those neighbors they've been trying to reach for a long time, but who have been resistant. Unfortunately, that opportunity probably will not come up, especially if that individual has not really shown genuine love to their neighbors with no agenda, no strings attached, just being a fellow human being, showing compassion and mercy to those who might be hurting. Non-believers, anybody sniffs out disingenuine and manipulative actions, even if they're wrapped up in the guise of benevolence. Fortunately, all of my friends who were affected by the fire knew better. Most of them had pretty good relationships with their neighbors as a whole. Most of those neighbors knew that they were Christians. My friends were successful in reaching out and showing love and compassion and generosity to their neighbors by just being themselves. They admitted that they were scared, they were frightened. Some of my friends were still evacuated as they were handing out food and that kind of stuff. Some of them didn't even know if their houses were still standing as they were handing out water bottles to firefighters. They didn't try to put on a show. No, they were dirty and grungy and unshowered just like the rest of their towns. They got in the dirt. They helped to clean up their neighborhoods. Anything that they had to give, they would give to others. Anything they received from others, they received with extremely grateful hearts. They weren't looking for golden opportunities to spread the gospel. They were looking for golden opportunities to spread God's love. Doors did begin to open for them to share their hearts because people were asking them, "You're suffering just as much as we are. You've lost everything. We still got our house. How are you still able to function? Why haven't you moved out of the town?" And my friends' answers were very simple. Again, they weren't going to hammer their neighbors with the gospel, but they did share that they leaned heavily on their faith and that they leaned heavily on God's grace to strengthen them through the really dark days. Some doors remained slammed shut, but those doors that did open were opened not because my friends were trying to establish a relationship with them in order to share the gospel. No, my friends were there just to love up on them, give them hope, and encourage them. And if the doors further opened that they were able to share the gospel, they did so knowing their neighbors' stories, knowing the God of hope, and stepping out of the way so God could minister to their neighbors' hearts in a way that they could never do by handing out some Bible tract.